Good morning, Sun Devils. Good Thursday morning. We have 2 days left until the Sun Devils face off against Texas Tech on Cody Campbell Field in Lubbock, Texas. This dates our first ever Big 12 game, one of many to come for years of all these stories to come. I'm so excited. I genuinely have felt this rush of energy in joining the Big 12 ever since they announced it last year. You know, I really cherished our last year in the Pac-12. I appreciated every little game from CBB to CFB to pretty much any sport. But we're here now, and this is when it gets real. This is when the conference records are valued and our standings and where we are projected to play at, whether it's bowl projections or the college football playoff bracket. I cannot wait to see what this team has got. Yesterday, the presser was really catered around the coaches, so the position coaches and the coordinators. Obviously got to hear from Coach Kenny Dillingham, but some of my favorite narratives, and Coach Hines Ward, Coach Brian Ward, and honestly, I'm growing to like Marcus Arroyo a lot. Honestly, he projects that confidence and experience. He was previously a head coach at UNLV for 2 years, before that was the offensive coordinator with Oregon for 3 years. So I definitely respect his tenure, his resume. But we're here now just talking about the camaraderie and how the team is bought in as well as the coaches. Some of my favorite quotes from yesterday in this segment is pretty much about the coaching family of the Sun Devils right now. And I emphasize family because they feel that way. These guys are all new into the process, and they bought in before the players could even become recruited. And it literally took phone calls from Kenny Dillingham just to have them come over so he could project his vision, and they ultimately were on board. So I loved what Coach Brian Ward said. He said yesterday, it's in his presser, talking about the walkthroughs before Texas State. He said, this is going to be the first game you guys face adversity. And then in halftime, when we tied it 21-21, but we weren't playing as well, the first 5 possessions from Texas State, 3 out of the 5 were touchdowns. He said, this team is a lot more inferior. You guys are a way better team. You guys are executing, but it's more just about the effort. It's about your guys' identity. And you guys have got to treat this game like it's 0-0. And that's really what happened. It's like within the last 8 possessions of Texas State having the ball on offense, all 7 of them, or 7 out of the 8, they went incomplete. Like they were null, they were avoided. If the only touchdown we gave up was the Keith Abney blown coverage, we can live with that. It was a really great showing in the fourth quarter. 3 amazing turnovers, one of them to turnover on downs, but obviously the Zay pick and the Shamari strip sack or strip fumble on Ismail Ali, the really good running back out of Texas State. But not just from Brian Ward, but I also loved what the Coach Hines Ward presser had to do. He was talking a lot about Jordan Tyson, so I can tell that Jordan Tyson gravitates towards Hines, not only on a football level, but on a man-to-man level. Just with Jordan Tyson having his big brother in the NBA, you can tell that he wants his work ethic to manifest itself. And so Hines Ward, what really was emphasized was the fact that he has a strong relationship. He's known as the uncle, and he looks like all of his receivers as in his nephews, and it's really cool stuff. Just hearing from him, his narrative was full of just, this isn't really about the money. This is just about being a part of a family. I used to coach NFL. I was a head coach at the XFL level. I used to be a position coach at FAU, Florida Atlantic University. But when Coach Dillingham called me, saw that Arizona area code, and he had me come out here, all it took was me discussing it with my wife, because he was originally in Houston, and then he came out here, and now obviously he has made himself home. And you can tell he's going to be here a few years, because they're talking like, yeah, I can't wait to coach up Jordan Tyson these next few years. It is amazing stuff. But let me just say this. This is the quote of the day. All right. So what he tells Jordan Tyson and what he probably tells the entire receiver room. He says, you can't have professional dreams and playground habits. That stuff right there gave me the goosebumps. Man, you guys know I'm a huge Steelers fan. 412 Trev to the day I die. Bleed black and gold. But man, when you hear that, ooh, it just gets you up. It's like, let's get to it. Like, let me approach life. Let me approach it with intent, with purpose. And you've seen that with these receivers. They're showing up early to these practices. They're giving it their all. They're devoted to the development of their craft. And, hearing that from a Hall of Fame receiver, in my opinion, Hines Ward is Hall of Fame, but 14 years with the Steelers, it doesn't happen by accident. But just hearing that was phenomenal. But we'll go into our AMA segment real quick. All right, on today's AMA, more of just a comment and expression that I feel like is felt on all levels. Love that we have Hines coaching our wide receivers. Super Bowl caliber education for our team. Go Devils. Man, I couldn't agree with you more, Alex Kim, thank you so much. Let's keep these comments going. I love the AMAs. So yeah, you're right. Jordan Tyson breakout game. That Super Bowl education is definitely visible within the team. I feel like every receiver is resonating with Hines on a deeper level, and that's exactly what you need. When you're coaching college football, it's not about the player. It's not about the number. You got to treat these kids like students. Like, they're not just a student of the game, but they also have their own education. They have so many distractions being Division I. Look, this kind of exposure just doesn't happen in high school. And in high school, it's more of that homegrown exposure. Everyone knows you because you grew up around everyone, and it's more just, it's that childhood ties. But then when you come out to a completely foreign place, like, look, Jordan Tyson's from Dallas, so then he's coming out to Arizona. It's like that's new, so much newness. And so when you're talking coaching and the college level, and that's why I love Coach Kenny Dillingham, it's like you got to be a player's coach. You have to have these guys bought in and resonating with your energy. And right now, I love how cooperative everyone has been towards the vision, right? It doesn't just happen overnight. From last year, we were 3-9. And so my favorite quote from yesterday from Coach Kenny Dillingham was this, right? There's going to be days where, and he said this last year, he says, there's going to be days where we're going to be responding to success. I know right now we're responding to failure. It's hard to get up. It's hard to get back to work after a hard-fought Saturday and not having the outcome that you wanted. But now we're in a position where we're 3-0 and we're responding to success. And obviously, this is really what it's been. It's like, did anyone expect us to be 3-0? I'm not even going to lie. Like, I had my doubts a little bit. Like, I knew we were going to be a great team. I knew we had the best a top 3 running back room in the Big 12. I knew we were going to be legit in our identity. And I knew that Coach Dillingham was going to buy into this identity as well because he's never really had a running game like this. But, man, we're here now, and we're going into Big 12 conference play with a lot of emotions, a lot of momentum. And right now, it couldn't be a better situation, knowing that we get to go to Lubbock, and then we get 14 days off until we're hosting Kansas. It's like this schedule is amazing. It really does cater to our development right now. And, just seeing in yesterday's sight and sounds and within the practice, they already got NFL scouts there. I see a Packers scout just chilling, just watching these players. And it's because these scouts gravitate towards these kind of teams because player evaluation is that much easier when the player is a part of a great energetic team that has a bunch of momentum. And that's why all these successful blue blood colleges put out so many NFL prospects. It's because the energy is transitive to everyone. It fulfills every single part of the team, and an NFL scout wants to ultimately add these valuable players and have these players plug and play into their NFL scheme and turn out and have an outcome of success, right? And so when you're looking at a college player just translating to the NFL, you want them to be a part of a winning program. You want them to have that winning mindset. So right now I just love how these coaches acknowledge that they have Sunday players. Jordan Tyson, Sunday player. Shamari Simmons, Sunday player. Keyshawn Elliott, Sunday player. We haven't seen Prince Storball yet, but he's going to be a Sunday player. Even Lee Fautanu, his big bro is Troy Fautanu, now the starting right tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Sunday player. Look, I cannot wait to see more of these guys. I can't wait to evaluate these players. But right now, I'm so happy with this team. I love the energy. I really resonate with Coach Hines Ward, Coach Kenny Dillingham. I'm definitely growing to like Coach Brian Ward and Coach Marcus Arroyo. This entire coaching family is infectious right now, and it's okay, like, just in terms of, like, the student aspect, you don't really, like, in terms of, like, us, like the Sun Devils, we don't really notice what goes on behind the scenes unless you really put on those glasses, you focus on it. But right now, it's pretty noticeable when you come through Tempe and you're getting the outcomes you want, and now you go on those conference standings, and if we beat Texas Tech, we're a top 4 team in the Big 12. Our record would project that, and our confidence would project that. We'd have a week off to hang out, to rest up, get healthy. Guys like Tate Romney need to get back into the mix. Like, look, we still have a great inside linebacker room, and our front seven has been phenomenal so far. So how do I project this Saturday going? Well, we'll go into it in our preview podcast tomorrow, our pregame podcast. But and I know we're built to stop a guy like Taj Brooks. We're built to stop a guy like Jalen Conyers, like Shamari Simmons, Kyan McDonald, and you're going to hear that name, number 38, Kyan McDonald, who's substituting for Cole Martin, who just facing a season-ending injury. But, man, like, these guys, they're so bought in. I cannot wait to see what we do on Saturday. I know we're sharing prime time with the big Fox game with Utah and Oklahoma State. But if you're a football fan, you're going to want to watch these Sun Devils this year. And I hope this translates on every single sport. I cannot wait till college basketball comes around. I feel like they're bought in on a different level as well. But when you just see this winning atmosphere, everyone is going to be infected by it. They're going to love it. And right now, it's like there's what's going on is a winning epidemic. Everyone's catching the winning cold. Like, everyone wants to win. And I love just watching these pressers because it's like the energy is just so visible. I'm so reassured to be a Sun Devil fan right now. I can't wait to see what we do in 2 days. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching these Daily Pitchforks. Make sure to comment. I love to get these AMA segments, and I cannot wait until we're a lot more interactive, hopefully doing some YouTube lives and, just talking to the chat. But thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Power through. Fridays tomorrow. See you guys later. Forks up.